प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासति गौर भक्त वृंद की ब्रजमय वृंदावन धाम की श्री क्षेत्र मायापुर धाम की गंगा माय यमुनामय की भक्ति तुलसी मरानी की संवेद गौर भक्त श्री गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी। Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 8th canto, chapter 12, text 36. Atham avagatam mahatmaya atmanom jagadatmanah aparigyaya vigrasya namanye tadhu adbhutam. Athavagata mahatmayam atmano jagadatmanah aparigyaya vigrasya namanye tadhu adbhutam. Athavagata mahatmayam atmano jagadatmanah aparigyaya vigrasya namanye tadhu adbhutam. Please chant. Athavagata atmano jagadatmanah aparigyaya vigrasya namanye tadhu adbhutam. Athavagata mahatmayam atmano jagatatmanah apariheya viryasya name tadhu adbhutam. Athavagata mahatmya atmano jagatatmanah apariheya vigrasya namanye tadhu adbhutam. Athavagata mahatmyam Atmano Jagatatmanaha Aparigeya Vigrasya Namani Tadbhutam. Word to word meaning. Atha, thus, avagata, being fully conceived about. Mahatmaya, the greatness. Atmanaham, of himself. Jagatatmanaham, and of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Aparigyeya Viryasya, who has unlimited potency. Na, not. Manye, did consider. Tad, the mysterious activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead in bewildering him. Huha, certainly. Adbhutam, wonderful. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. Thus Lord Shiva could understand his position and that of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has unlimited potencies. Having reached this understanding, he was not at all surprised by the wonderful way of Lord Vishnu had acted upon him. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as all-powerful because no one can excel him in any activity. In the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 7th sloka, Lord says, Matta parataram nanyat kinsit asti dhananjaya. O conqueror of the world, there is no truth superior to me. No one can equal to the Lord or be greater than him, for he is a master of everyone, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, 5th chapter, 142 sloka. Ekela Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabha Bhritya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the only master of everyone, including Lord Shiva, what to speak of others. Lord Shiva was already aware of the supreme power of Lord Vishnu, but when he was actually put into bewilderment, he felt proud to have such an exalted master. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjanam Shalakaya Chakshurtam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langyate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinataram Sri Mancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So, before I begin, I would like to seek blessings from senior devotees who are assembled here so that I can able to speak something. Because the chapter itself is bewildering to me. When we see the previous verses, like Lord Shiva got bewilderment by Mohini Murti, it is very easy to say and to be done. So, because Lord Shiva is not an ordinary person. We see in India, everyone considered as a god. Even Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Ganesh, Kali. So everyone, they will consider, okay, he is also God, you are also God, I am also God. There is no rules and regulations, there is no criteria, what is the benchmark of the Supreme Personality of God. So here, when Lord Shiva got bewilderment by Mohini Murti, he was not at all angry and he was not at all envy and he was not at all disturbed, because he is a part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why when we read the purports, when we read the previous slokas, how Lord Shiva got bewilderment. Like immediately our mind starts thinking about our previous gunas, like previous before coming to ISKCON, what we have seen movies, like how hero and heroine he sees, and he got into uh, mesmerized by the female, and those things are will be immediately coming up to our mind, and our mundane mind thinks that okay, Lord Shiva is also something like between us. So that is considered as an offense. Why? Because when we read the purport of acharyas, then we can able to understand what is the position of Lord Shiva. Because when we don't have a purport, then we are gone. That's why we are saved by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada purports. Otherwise, when you read series like how he sees the Mohini Murti when she is playing and she is dropping the ball and she sees Lord Vishnu, sorry, Lord Shiva, Shiva sees her. So it's look like a mundane kind of thing. My mind gone because when we told, when Shival Prabhu told you should give the class, then when I referred this last night, okay, it is bewilderment for me. So I got some blessings, so I could able to speak about something about these things. So why these pastimes are like bewilderment? Because one thing is no one is superior to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. That is one of the most one of the criteria we need to establish. And in the in Rupa Goswami writes in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, what are the qualities of Lord Shiva, and what are the qualities of Lord Vishnu, and what are the qualities of Lord Krishna. So he described very nicely, but it is very easy to say Krishna is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. And how is Supreme Personality of Godhead? We need to know all the futures. If we don't know all the futures, then we cannot appreciate fully. We may say, oh, Krishna is like somebody says, God is great, God is great. You should know how great the Lord is. Then only you can fully appreciate the Supreme Lord. So we need to know like what are the qualities we have. Like Rupa Goswami writes in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are 50 qualities. 50 qualities even Lord Krishna has, Lord Vishnu has, and Lord Shiva has, and Jiva has. Apart from 50 qualities, there is another 5 qualities which possess Lord Shiva, which is, see, when we speak about the qualities, we need to know like how we are also having 50 qualities, and Lord Shiva also 50 qualities. But Srila Rupa Goswami writes in this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu saying that these 50 qualities are not manifested fully. It is like a drop. When we take ocean from the drop of the water from the ocean, it is very drop. It is minute. Sometimes it manifests and sometimes it does not manifest. And whereas Lord Vishnu has more other than 50 qualities, like he has 50, 55 plus 5, 60 qualities. And Lord Krishna has 64 qualities. He is fully possessed by Lord Krishna. 50 qualities which are described elaborately in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And also, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes Lord Shiva qualities in the Madhya Leela. He says that in the one sloka, Madhya Leelam, Sada Swarupa Sampraptaha Sarvajnano Nityanutanaha Satchidananda Sandarangaha Sarva Siddhi Niveshitaha. So, in these, apart from 50 qualities, Lord Shiva has extra 5 qualities. That is called Sada Swarupa. See, he can able to keep his position always stable. We cannot do that. We cannot stable our position always in the stable. Sometimes we go up and sometimes we go down and sometimes we'll be middle. So Lord Shiva is not like that. He keeps always his 50 qualities eternally. When somebody more than Shiva, Lord Krishna, bewilderment, then he will lose that qualities. And next, Sarvajnanaha. He knows he has a knowledge of all the creation of the material world. He knows what's happening in every soul. That is second quality. And Nityanutanaha. Nityanutana means always new. As we say in general Krishna picture, when you see Krishna picture, you can like it is say that we never see Krishna becoming old and with the old man with walking with a stick. Similarly, Lord Shiva also we never saw becoming old, like when he so from the day when he was starting chanting the holy name, and from the like after 100 years he became old. No, so he was always new. And Satchidananda Sangra, and is also attractive, but not like Krishna. So he is also attractive his devotees by his posture, by his tapasya, but not like Krishna. And Sarva Siddhi, he is a Yogeshwar. He has all the siddhis. When you see siddhis means yogis, we do in Himalayas, they perform severe austerity like Anima, Lagima, Prapti, Siddhi. These siddhis also is a servant of the Lord Shiva. Why we need to know all these things? Why Krishna qualities? Why we should know Lord Vishnu qualities? Why we should know Shiva? Because we can able to fully appreciate. Said in Janma Karma Chame Divyam Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Vyoveti Tattvataha Tattvadeham Punarjanma Naiti Mameti Swarchana. When you don't know the philosophy, when you don't know the tattvata, when you don't know the essence of the Supreme Lord, you easily get bewildered. Not by Mohinimati, by somebody. Some philosophers, they come, if they argue, okay, oh, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, where is the argument? We need to prove that evidence. That's why Srila Prabhupada had wrote books, many to read and to practice and to have a strong philosophy in our mind. Otherwise, easily we can carried away by this ocean of miseries. So we need to have strong philosophy, then we can appreciate fully Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then what is the difference between Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna? So there are 5 differences. Like Lord Vishnu is a stable, and he is Mahashakti, and Lord Vishnu can create Koti Koti Brahmanda. He can create the universes, and he is an incarnation of the all avatars, and he is the giver of liberation. When you compare Lord Vishnu to Lord Shiva, Shiva is not stable. When Mohini Murti comes, we see the classic example of Shiva. Shiva is not stable in this kind. And Lord Vishnu creates universes, whereas Lord Shiva does not. And Lord Vishnu is avatars. He creates avatars. From him all the incarnations comes. And another one is liberation. Lord Vishnu can award liberation when he kills the enemy, whereas Lord Shiva, no, he cannot. We can see in this, for example, in Krishna book, Bhanasura, he was a devotee of Lord Shiva. So when he fought with Krishna, he was cutting all the arms and all the head. Then Lord Shiva got very angry. Why you do it, my disciple, like that? But he cannot do anything. So that is the position. And what is apart from Lord Vishnu, Lord have extra 4 qualities. So I'll repeat again. Lord Shiva has 55 qualities, Lord Vishnu has 60 qualities, and Lord Krishna has 64 qualities, and Jiva has 50 qualities. So what are the 4 qualities extra from Lord Vishnu? Can anyone speculate? From Vishnu. Yeah, that is one of. One of them is Venu Madhuri. Venu Madhuri. So I'll tell, like first one is Leela Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Prema Madhuri. Leela Madhuri means when Lord Krishna does an activity, like perform his pastimes, all the people, even Devatas, everyone got attracted. So that is comparison from Lord Vishnu to Lord Krishna. Then Rupa Madhuri, like Rupa Madhuri means like his beauty, his form. Even he got attracted to by his form. When he saw when he saw around, okay, who is this personality? So he got attracted to him. And Venu Madhuri. Venu Madhuri means by his flute, he will attract all the 3 worlds. by his flute. And Prema Madhuri, he attracts his devotees, gopis. So these are all the qualities apart from Lord Vishnu. So when we know fully potencies of the Lord Krishna, we can able to easily appreciate. So easily somebody may say, okay, we need to know the pastimes of the Lord Krishna only. No, we need to know from the first canto to last canto. For somebody is like in India, Srila Prabhupada was asked, one film director, he came and he was asking, so Srila Prabhupada, I want to take a movie on Krishna. Okay, all right, you can take, there's no problem. Then he was saying, I want to take a movie on Ras Leela. Why Ras Leela? First canto, then go to 10th canto. Don't jump into 10th canto. If you take a movie on 10th canto, start speculating, if you speculate in the pastime of Ras Leela, then you will call rascal. So he's heavily chastised those who want to directly go to the pastimes of the Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So when these pastimes we can know the fully appreciate. Then even when Lord Shiva got bewilderment, he was not like upset. Oh, I was cheated by Lord Krishna. No, he was fully appreciated. When people in India, like they will say that, oh, Vishnu, Shiva is a supreme, Shiva is supreme. But Shiva himself, he says that I'm not supreme. I'm I'm the servant of the servant of the servant. And like he shows I'm chanting. So he himself is claiming that I'm not supreme. Then there must be somebody else. So who is that supreme personality of Godhead? We need to have a knowledge and proper understanding, study the scriptures through the Shastras, then commentaries. Then we can able to present the philosophy proper way. Otherwise it will be like, what we say and what we do is different. We say so many things and we cannot follow. Somebody may, it is very easy if you go to Vrindavan and everybody is Lord Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is very easy. So to believe and how is Supreme Personality of Godhead? How we can able to appreciate more. That is when you read the scriptures, when you read the purports, we can able to understand. So then Lord Shiva got bewilderment, then he realized himself, okay, Krishna, I got cheated by Krishna. Similarly, he's a one of, not an ordinary person, he's a Mahajan. And to criticize a Mahajan, it is very biggest offense. And at the same time, we should not compare to the Lord Vishnu also. Like it is in morning we chant 10 offenses, I think second one, third one. Like considering Lord Shiva, Brahma is a name equal to the Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So that is one of the point. So he knows that he cheated, but still inside his heart Lord Shiva wants to glorify Lord Krishna. That's why he got cheated. And when we see him in Mahabharata, when Bhishma, he also knows, like he was very he was one of the he was a Mahajan, and he wants to serve the Lord by becoming like choosing opposite party. He knows that all the world, everyone will be abused. Everyone will, say you are not on the right track, and everyone will abuse him. Still, he took the position of the opposite party and he fought with the Krishna. And we cannot imitate something like Lord Shiva and Lord Shiva and Bhishma, because they are Mahajan. They know that they took the risk and to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not to please their false ego or not to please somebody. We should also take the risk at the same time in a proper attitude. Otherwise, it will be like entangled. So when Bhishma took opposite party, he fought with Lord. Then he will be able to relish that rasa, virya rasa. Why? Because he wants to prove, though Bhishma is a powerful, at that time Bhishma was the most powerful warrior. Nobody can defeat him because he was trained by Parshuram. When he was trained by Parshuram, he got all the skills, and even Parshuram, also like he defeated Parshuram. Then at the time, like he should marry Amba or Ambalika, I don't know. So you should marry Amba. Then you have two choice, Parashurama told. One, you should fight with me. Two, or you should marry. Then Bhishma told, I will fight with you. The fight went on long time. It's not like of 2 days, 3 days. No break. No tea break, no coffee break until you break. It went on a long time. Then Bhishma realized, okay, oh, he's my Guru Maharaj, so I should not commit offense. Then he went and cast all the feet. Then Parashurama was very pleased by his fighting. Then he awarded, okay, you're a very nice disciple. Then from the right beginning, Bhishma was a student of Brihaspati, Devata's Guru, Brihaspati. He was very learned and he was very chaste and he was very following all the rules and regulations, dharma path. But still he took the opposite party and fought with Krishna because that he wants to glorify Krishna. Like though you are so powerful in you are not learned knowledge, you got everything, you got all the appliances, but when you take the opposite party of Krishna, definitely you will be get smashed. So that is a lesson we learn from the Bhishma. Because we having Bhishma Panchama Ekadasi, I thought of speaking something. So, and another way of glorification of Bhishma Krishna did, like when he was died, he was laying on the bed of the arrow. Krishna comes in front of Bhishma and sit and listens. It said like in Madhva Sampradaya, one of the prominent acharya, he was speaking one of the pastimes of the Bhishma. Then when we are sleeping and chanting, Lord Krishna sitting and hearing. And when Dhruva Maharaj was chanting, standing and chanting, and Lord jumped out of his heart and he was attentively hearing. And when Narsingadev appeared, Prahlad Maharaj was, when Prahlad Maharaj was speaking about the Lord, Narsingadev appeared from the, jumped out of the pillar and he was dancing and listening. So for Bhishma, sitting and hearing, for Dhruva, he was standing and hearing, and for Prahlad Maharaj, he was dancing and hearing. That doesn't mean that while chanting we should not sleep. So Krishna will be sitting and hearing, I will sleeping and chanting. We should not go to that extent. So we should be chanting attentively so that we are pleased with our chanting. That is pure chanting. That is very highest stage. So these are all the qualities. Okay, one may say, okay, Bhishma, Mahabharata, it is age-old story. So what is practical today? So another incident has happened in Sri Sampradaya Ramanujacharya. When he was traveling in a pilgrimage, he was going to Tirupati. While walking, he was walking with barefoot, and on the way, he was stopped at one village. So he asked a few disciples to go to some other. He has another disciple in that village. One is Vignesh, and another one is Varadacharya and his wife Lakshmi Devi. So he was happened to like he sent first few disciples, two of his disciples to the Vignesh, who is a wealthy person, and he went there. So he sent his disciple, asked those disciples to, like, your Ramanujacharya came, so I want to serve. Then those two disciples went to the wealthy man and they said, okay, Guru Maharaj has come, so he wants to stay in your house. Then he was jumping in ecstasy, so he was making all arrangement. Then those two disciples came back to Ramanujacharya and told, okay, this disciple is ready, so he was welcoming you. Then Ramanujacharya asked, what did he did to you? When you went for invitation, what he was doing for you? Then he told that he was neglecting us, so he was in ecstasy. Then we should not go to him because he's offending. He offended you. Then without any notice, he went to the Varadacharya place. He was very poorly, he was very, very poor man and poverty stricken. Then he is not there at home, his wife is there. So when he went, his wife is there. He was she opened the door, she saw his Guru Maharaj. Oh, very nice Maharaj, you came. So and she welcomed him and she offered him a seat, kusha grass and water. Then Varadacharya was not at home. Then she was thinking what to do because they were very poor. Then she looked inside. there's no grain to feed the give prasadam to Maharaj. Then she was thinking what to do, and at the same time, like she was thinking, in the same village, there is another wealthy person. He was wanting to enjoy that lady Lakshmi, so he was offering all kinds of jewelries and grain. But she was a chaste lady. She rejected everything. She doesn't want anything. So she remembered, okay, if I go him there, and if I ask him that person, wealthy person, though he was a lusty, so I need to serve my Guru Maharaj. To that, I will take this risk. So she went and she got all the things done, and the lusty man, he was looking for this opportunity. So he got everything. So he arranged everything, whatever she wants. He gave it to her, and she arranged everything. And Ramanacharya was also pleased. And in the meanwhile, her husband Varadacharya came. He was asking, "Oh, how could you arrange all these things? Wow, what happened?" He was very astonished. Then he told her husband, like, this is what has happened. That wealthy man was wanting to enjoy me. Imagine the husband's situation. He was very but he was like a devotee of the Lord. He very appreciated her. Like, you did a good thing. Then he was very pleased, and after the whole story knows, already Guru knows what's happening inside our heart. We need not tell everything. So then Ramanacharya came, he told her, I'm very pleased. Then he gave the prasadam to her Lakshmi and asked her to give to that wealthy person who's wanting to enjoy. Then she went and she gave to her. As soon as he was taking the prasadam, all the lusty desires got vanished. Then he was weeping and he was crying and he was saying, look, I'm very sorry, I want to enjoy. So I want to give up everything. So I want to give, so where is your Guru Maharaj? Then everybody went to Guru Maharaj, Ramanacharya. Then she took a darshan, and in this way she liberated one person, lusty person. It is not that nobody, we should not such kind of take, it's not recommended. You should not to go to something else to do. But we should take the risk with a proper attitude and proper mood. And one may say okay, Ramanacharya story, Varadacharya, then everything is done. So that wealthy person was offering so much wealth to these poor, poverty-stricken family. Then that Varadacharya, no, whatever we have, we are happy. We don't want any opulence. Then even more pleased, Ramanacharya even more pleased, and he hugged Varadacharya. Then he told that I am purified by your devotional service. Then these many stories we give us inspiration to do our devotional service. And one may say okay, Ramanacharya's story is over. Then what about now? We can see our classic example, founder Acharya. He took so much risk to come to the West, and he has 2 heart attacks, and still he continued to travel, and he wrote Bhagavad Gita. But in Prabhupada Lilamrita we see somebody stolen Prabhupada typewriter, but still he did not lose enthusiasm. He'll keep it. What is the difference between the sadhakas and the pure devotees is, new sadhakas will have more enthusiasm, but no patience. That's why they wanted. Yesterday I started chanting. Last week, this week I'll become purified. Next week I'll become pure devotee. No, don't be in a Ethiopian idea that you'll become. It's like a lifelong process, and you should have proper patience. When Srila Prabhupada loses his typewriter, somebody has stolen. Still he did not think, okay, my Guru Maharaj gave instruction to me, to go to West and preach. Why everything is happening wrong? So something is wrong. So let me go back. No, he did because steadily, patiently, because they have tremendous amount of patience with the proper enthusiasm. So that's why we need to hear these pastimes, so that we'll have an emotion, we will have something stuff in our mind, so that we can chant and read proper in altitude. So these are all the pastimes. When we hear from the proper source, we get some enthusiasm, and at the same time motivation for the beginning of the sadhana. And one more classic example is His Holiness Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj. He also took a risk when movement was growing, and everybody was joining the temple, and everybody was doing so many things. At the same time, there are so many anarthas also growing. Then he prayed for himself, like, I want to take all the anarthas. Then immediately he got the cancer. Nobody can't imagine that type of cancer. Even like last week, I heard from Nityan Prabhu, like when Rompas Swami Maharaj went to speak to him, he has a cancer in a highest degree stage. Like at the end stage, he got some like wound. It's like a tennis ball kind of thing here. It was like wounded, very advanced stage. Still he is speaking Krishna Katha. Still he is chanting. But that may not be practical for us because we have our own anarthas. We don't need to pray for somebody else. We should come out of our own anarthas, and when we have some particular knowledge, when we can take the risk for the preaching this moment and propagate the holy name of the Lord and study the Shastras properly step by step under the bona fide spiritual master, under the authority, then we can have a proper knowledge. So we have two natures. One is constitutional nature and one is conditional nature. So what is constitutional nature means, like when we are around with the devotees, we chant and we glorify the Lord, when we read Bhagavatam. The real test comes when you are alone. What you are doing, how mind is tricking, what all the things you are coming out. So that is conditioned nature. So we should come out of that conditioned nature. And by how we can come out, that's why we have mentors in ISKCON and counseling system. We can able to present and we can able to reveal our mind and speak about these things. So when we hear Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tattvataha tattvadeham punarjanma naiti bhamit sarjana. Then we hear the glorifying Mohini Murti. And next verse, Krishna glorifies Mohini Murti, Krishna glorifies Lord Shiva. So these glorification will always dwell in the mind. Like just now we are reading these pastime, these eternal pastime like Radha Damodar Leela, Satyavata Muni praise will always be in my mind. Let it remain always in my mind and heart. And we should go, that doesn't mean that we should not go to another pastime. We can go, that is second level. So these are all the things practicing. So I summarize what we discussed this morning. So what are the differences between the Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna, and which mode we need to take the risk, and about Bhishma Dev and Vardacharya, his wife Lakshmi, and coming down to our Srila Prabhupada and His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, in which mode they have taken the risk, put them into risk, and glorify the Lord. So, and in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes like 5 qualities of Lord Shiva. So we summarized this morning. So is there any questions, comments? I think it's 8:29.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for your class. You made a lot of wonderful points, and I really like that story because Nityananda Prabhu explained it many times, so I was prepared for it, so I understood it. So that was a nice story of the woman who sacrificed her chastity, basically. And you made a point at the beginning of the class is that we're very fortunate enough to have the Bhaktivedanta purports, otherwise we'll commit offense against Lord Shiva. Yes. And unfortunately, we're not blessed to have Bhaktivedanta purports for every devotee we come in contact with, so the tendency to commit offense is probably even greater. And a few points I'd like to appreciate, and maybe you could expand on them. One point in this purport that Prabhupada makes, he says that he quotes a verse from Adi Leela, Ekale Ishwara Krishna, Krishna's supreme controller. Yes. No one's, and so one point I appreciate is that about this is that for example, in the pastime Hiranyakashipu, he thought himself the supreme controller. He thought he had control over who lives and who dies. Mm-hmm. And therefore he tried to kill Prahlad. He thought he had control over that. Then he realized he didn't. Mm-hmm. And so in our practice, in our association with devotees or anyone in particular, we may not try to kill people or have control over that. We may think that, but generally speaking, we like to kill people's reputation. Like Dacho would probably want to kill Shiva's reputation. So my understanding is that if God wants to save our reputation, nobody could kill it. And if God wants to kill our reputation, nobody could save it. Just like the whole death thing. Exactly. So my question is related to a few pastimes, and I wrote it down in the pastime of Jagai Madai. Naturally, one thing I appreciate Lord Chaitanya says for reference, it's in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila, chapter 13, verse 317 through 327. In this pastime, Lord Chaitanya says that after Jagai Madai was forgiven, after they asked forgiveness from Nityananda Prabhu, I appreciated that pastime because in that pastime, Lord Chaitanya said, he told all the other Vaishnavas, Jagai Madai, although they committed every sin one could think of, he said, I have purified them of all their sins. And if anyone mocks or offends them, they'll be completely destroyed. So you should treat them like any other sinless Vaishnava. And so there's many stories like that, but obviously if Jagai Madai gave a Bhagavatam class, we wouldn't listen to it, we'll get right back up because we kind of have the tendency to criticize each other. So my question is that not necessarily about fault finding, because we like to ruin people's reputation on fault finding, but how do we develop this appreciation not only for Shukadev Goswami, Prahlad, or Prabhupada, or Bhaktisiddhanta? The one thing they have in common is that they're all gone. But how do we develop appreciation for the Vaishnavas? We're in here because in one purport of Prabhupada in Canto 7, chapter 5, verse 12, he mentions in that purport that no one should be proud of their own service. Everyone should glorify the service of another devotee. So how can we develop this appreciation of not just people who are gone? It's easy to appreciate people who are gone because we're not competing with them. And we see when Prabhupada was here, his god brothers, put obstacles in front of his way. They criticize. They say you can't do it. Then when Prabhupada did it, they put obstacles in front of his way, and we kind of had that tendency to do that with each other. So how do we develop this appreciation for, not just glorifying Krishna or the saints in the scriptures or people who are gone, because it's very easy to do that, but it's hard to glorify somebody we're competing with. So can you expand on this point? How essential is that to our Krishna consciousness, basically? So,
okay. I understand your question. Like, if I'm wrong, you can tell me. Like, how we should appreciate other devotees. We see so many devotees around. So that's what your question is. Yeah, okay, every day. So, with my knowledge, as my knowledge goes, like first thing, we should think that we are not on the level of Srila Prabhupada. Okay? And we should think that everyone is like it is easy to say and then done again. So I can say easily, but I may be committing many offenses. So there are few steps to cope up. It's not. I'm not saying that one day you practice, next day you will be clean. No. Then there's a cope up steps to commit offense. First of all, if you do somebody, it is said that rule. So you should not you should not steal Mahaprasad. And the same person is stealing Mahaprasad, you see. Then immediately you'll say, okay, what he's saying, he's doing quite opposite. Then there are chances of committing. And the person, then behind the reason must be something. We should know that I don't know anything. That's one of the coping up. So I'm very early to this moment, I'm very child to this moment. That is second step. And you could go and speak to them. That is third step. If you have a nice relationship with a humble way, you should go and ask him, Prabhu, last time you told that you should not steal Mahaprasad, and why you are stealing again? If you have a certain kind of, but if you don't have any relationship, why you should go humble way asking, not like arrogant, hey, you sold something and you did something, what is this? So you should have proper, that's why we should hear more about the devotees, like you should read Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are many examples. And another step is, like, if you don't know something, you should check back what you are doing. Okay, I may be saying so many things. I may be thinking, okay, I'm the very pure devotee, but I may be having so many anarthas in my heart. First of all, if you are seeing somebody offense, that means your heart is also filled with that. It was I heard from last time when Devananda Swami, he was asking the same. I asked the same question. He told that like he is referring to the Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. He was saying that we have that anarthas, we have that fault finding in our heart. That's why we are able to find fault. Like, so we need to have some some relationship with every devotee, and we should go and ask humility. Then slowly you should start committing offenses through the mind, and slowly we can able to cope up, and that will take a long time. It's not a short period of time. So as I said, last week I chanted, this week I become devotee, next week I become pure devotee. Not so it will have a long time, and you should have a patience. So this is what my understanding. If somebody wants to add comments. Oh, thank you.
Is it in whatever activity we're doing in devotional service, is it healthy to think about it in terms of our own purification? Is that maybe the attitude we can have? Because even that's the question. Is that the attitude we can have toward devotional service to make it purifying, to think about it in terms of purification? Or, because I mean, for instance, in preaching or something, I tend to think in terms of, how successful I am, so to speak, by my own understanding, or maybe any kind of service, we just want to do it well and be done, I guess, in some services. Is that an attitude we can have, just thinking about it in terms of our own purification, or what's the attitude?
One attitude is like you should have a right attitude for whom you are pleasing. Like we see Varadacharya and his wife, she went to like wealthy person, she offered her. So it is pleasing to the spiritual master. To whom you are pleasing, we should know that act. We know ourselves, right? More than anyone, we know ourselves. Why we are doing? Why I am doing this part washing? Why I am doing cleaning? So we should know why we are doing and what we are doing. We should know. Then we have an understanding. If you have confusion, go to the seniors and ask them, I'm feeling like this, so can you correct me? Then they will guide us. If you believe on your own intelligence and speculate, then you will end up in a problem. So you should have proper attitude. At the same time, what inspire you to do? Like sometimes we do things that we inspire, but we need to have a balance in between. So first, these I have practiced. I mean, I'm feeling like very inspired by doing this, and we should keep doing. And that doesn't mean that we should not do another thing. So three things we have to do. One is has to do. Second one is ask to do, and third one is inspire to do. One is has to do. One has to do as a sadhaka, chanting 16 rounds, attending Mangalarti, following 4 regulative principles. And ask to do. Authority is asking you to do, you have to do it. And inspire to do, like books distribution, kirtan. If you only end up in ask to do, has to do, only chanting, only Mangalarti, attending, nothing, so then you'll get frustrated and they'll get you bored and you'll leave. And then second one, only ask to do. Oh, the authority is asking me to do, I will only do this. I will not do anything. Oh, I won't chant, I won't do Harinam, nothing. So I will only part washing, no. And inspire to do. I will inspire to do kirtan. So I'll do 24 hours kirtan. But how long you can do this? After 3 hours, you'll feel bored and you feel very sleepy. Okay, then that is called sense gratification. I inspire to do only these things, certain kind of thing. I don't do like this. Then also you'll be living. So we need to have balance in between three things. Ask to do, has to do, and inspire to do. Then something will becoming inspiration and mercy we can expect. Is that okay?
In this way, we can become a pure devotee in 1 week.
I don't think so. See, bhakti is it's not like a short-term goal. First of all, get out of this Ethiopian idea. Bhakti is not short-term goal. It's a long-term goal. Maybe decades, maybe one lifetime. So this week I have attended everything. So next week, then you go to one secluded place and chant. Then your mind tells because you are advanced pure devotee, or you are devotee, or you are ordinary person. Immediately your mind goes. Rompa Swami Maharaj says, as soon as you put your you put your hand in chanting bead, then mind starts. That's how you are caught up. So we should not think that, and this is a long-term goal. Sometimes they say, okay, nothing is happening, so what we should do? Then go to counselors, senior devotees, ask them, reveal your mind. That will help. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you once again for your class and your answers. I could go on forever, but I know nobody wants to. So, one quote I heard, I appreciate it. It says, basically, are we putting God on a throne?
What's that?
God on a throne, on like the altar, you could say. Or are we putting our reputation on a throne? Are we more concerned about our reputation, or are we more concerned about God or people? Do we care about people, or do we care about... And so I kind of appreciate this pastime, because we could see that Lord Shiva then asked Vyasadeva to edit this out the Bhagavatam class, like, did you discharge semen from seeing Mohini Murti? And naturally, if we have faults, we'll try everything to do to cover it. We'll take every resource to try to cover it, lie, deny it. And Shiva, he didn't deny it. And one thing I appreciate, another passage, I think it's Adi Leela chapter 17. In that chapter, it describes that Srivas Thakur was holding a kirtan, Maha Kirtan, with Lord Chaitanya in the house, and the non-believers weren't invited. So the non-believers were envious of Srivas Thakur. It was his house. And I'm not sure whether it was Gopala Chapala or Gopala Chakravarti. Chapala. So he accused Srivas Thakur of being a worshiper of Durga or Bhavani. And he put paraphernalia out his house. And the interesting thing about this pastime is that he tried to frame her and say, you're not a Vaishnava. And then the next morning, Srivas Thakur came outside his house. He saw the paraphernalia. Then he called the meeting of all the Vaishnavas. And he admitted to being a bogus Vaishnava. So he actually admitted something he didn't do. But that still didn't tamper his reputation. Everyone knew his character was, he had good character and integrity. So my question is how detrimental is it for us to essentially, it seems like it stunts our Krishna consciousness when we try to cover faults we do that, that we actually make a mistake on. We still try to cover faults. And not only that, we can't prevent people from unnecessarily criticizing us or finding faults that's not true. And still we try to, do everything in our willpower to, save our reputation as if we're gonna live in this world forever. So how detrimental is that to our conscience? What should our disposition be so we could be aware of this? Because that's the material world. Krishna says everyone's gonna experience honor and dishonor. It doesn't matter what position you're on in this world. So can you expand on some of those points a little bit? So.
Like what he said, Matra Sparshasta Kaunteya Sritoshna Sukadukada Agama Payino Nityas Tamchititikshasva Bharata. So when Krishna says, like, this material world is misery, Dukhalayam, why you want to make Sukhalayam? Why you want to be happy in this material? So it is history. History means, when you, like you mentioned Gopal Chapla, history means not getting 100 out of 100 in my writing exam. What to repeat and what to not repeat. That is history. So when you see the history, there are all the devotees who have practiced these principles very deeply, and when they come for their, when somebody put ill reputation on them, their real Krishna consciousness presented by them. So constantly, naturally, when somebody says us to us, okay, this guy is not good, so immediately we'll get angry. That means, so we need to go learn a long way. So even Krishna comes to in this material world, he is also not spared. Like in the Samantak Mani, everybody was abusing Lord Krishna. Why you take Samantak Mani? Give it back. Even Balram, he was also, Lord Balram also stating, Krishna, give it back, that Samantakmani. Why you taking? So people, there are always people misunderstanding, giving you ill reputation. But that's why chanting and reading is more important. When we chant and when we read, naturally our mind doesn't go there. Always, okay, I have something to read, I have something, Bhakti Shastri, I mean for the students in the living, Bhakti Shastri, I have to sloka learn. Okay, somebody is saying to me, but that doesn't disturb us. And we'll make a more advancement, but still, and at the same time, we should not pray for others fall down. And when Sivas Thakur was got ill reputation, he knows who did, but he did not pray for that. Okay, this man should be leper. No, this is what my answer. Maybe Subal Prabhu can give excellent and profound answer. Thank you. Thank you so much for sparing. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Itai Gaur Premanande.